Okay, guys. So for number one, on today's assignment, all you have to do is basically read the problem. Oscar buys his lunch in the school cafeteria. The cost is 15 school lunches. The cost of 15 school lunches is 33.75. Which graph has the slope that best represents the average cost of the lunch in dollars per lunch? Okay. So here, notice that you don't have 15 school lunches. It stops at 9. And here in the cost of dollars, it stops at 18. So you're like, wait, there's no 15 and there's no 375. What do I do? Well, when that happens, I need you to divide. If you don't see the numbers, you have to divide. But you need to divide your y over the x. What do you find under the y? The dollars. What do you find under the x? The lunches. Okay, so you're gonna have to divide 3375 divided by the 15. I don't know why it's cutting off, but oh well. This one looks a weird 5 there. All right, so once you divide that, it's going to give you um the unit rate. Okay, so a 1 should be underneath. All right, and once you have the number at the top, let me just show you in the calculator. Go to your scratch pad and then 375 divided by 15. It gives you 225. So now you're gonna find 225 per 1, and that's all you have to do. You need to find 225 on the y and 1 on the x. So for example, this one, more or less above the 2 with a 1. So notice I'm not touching any point right there. 2 with a 1. I'm not touching any point there, so then you have to try the other two options. Okay, for number 2, here we have functions, okay? Now, this is your given line. This is what they're giving you. This is what they're giving you, and this is what they're giving you. When you draw a vertical line, for example, one here, one here, one here, and one here. Now for letter B, some of you draw it right at the center. And you're like, I'm touching one point right here. Yeah, but what if somebody else draws it over here? I'm touching 2 points here. So yes, here you can either touch 1 or 2 points. 1 or 2 points. Here you touch 2 points. Here you touch all of them. And here you just touch 1. Okay? Now, in order for it to be a function, you have to only touch 1 point. Touch 1 only. If you touch more than 1, it's not going to be a function. So you need to touch only 1 point. For number 3, we're going to go ahead and write an equation. It says the aquarium 1 contains 4.6 gallons of water. Louis will begin filling. This is a keyword. At a rate of 1.2 gallons per minute. Okay, so right here, aquarium 1, okay, you have 4.6 gallons and you start filling. So you have your, let's say that's the aquarium. So when you pour in water, that's adding, okay, because you're pouring in. 1.2, the word per, it's where your X is going to be placed with that number. And then you have aquarium 2 has 54.6 gallons of water. Isaac will begin to drain. Okay, so when you have the aquarium, right, and you take it out, you're draining it out, that means to subtract. So I'm going to subtract 54.6 minus the 0.8x. And don't forget the word per, that's where your x will go. And then you just simply do menu 3.1, comma, x, don't forget. For number 4, it's asking what is the slope of PV? You need to get your table, get the points for P, get the points for V, and then use menu 413. For question number 5, I just need you to read and choose the best answer. For number 6, which one does not show a linear? Linear, if they're in a curve, that's not linear. Okay? If they're straight lines, it's not linear. I'm sorry, it is linear. Hold on. If it's a curve, it's not linear, right? If it goes in a straight line, linear. If it goes like that, linear. If it goes like that, linear. Okay? But I do not accept curves as linear relationships. Okay? Number 7. Here, this is an equation. Don't forget to use menu 3.1. For number 8, it says, what is the association? You can tell here that the top one is a positive relationship, the one in the middle negative, and the one at the last is no association. So just use those 3 examples to answer the question and make sure you read carefully. Okay? For number 9, it says a bottle containing 30 fluid ounces of orange juice and 18 fluid ounces of pineapple juice. Which graph has a slope that best represents the ratio? Okay, well, notice again, like number 1, there is no 30 ounces of orange juice. It only ends at 20. And then the pineapple, it ends at 10. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna divide. Remember I told you? So you're gonna divide the y by the x, which is 30 over 18. So you come to your calculator, you do 30 over 18, just enter, not control enter. Once you enter, it's gonna give you 5 over 3. So now you just need to find 5 orange juice over 3 pineapple. So how do you do that? Well, you're like, there's no 3, ma'am. There's no 5. Well, you more or less estimate. The 5 should be above the 4. For example, here, let me just maximize this. For example, on letter D, the 5 should be more or less, let me do letter C. The 5 should be above the 4 and the 3 between the 2 and the 4. Would I choose that answer? Let me make it slimmer. 5 over 2. Notice that the point would land up more or less right there. So I wouldn't choose letter C because it's not hitting the line. And that's basically what you need to do for the rest of the answer choices, okay? You need to look for 5 fluid ounces of orange juice, 3 pineapple ounces. 3 ounces of pineapple juice. Now you move on to number 10. On number 10, I want you to read and choose the best answer. Number 11, I need you to get 2 pretty points. And you're like, teacher, but I only see 1. Well, that's 1, 300, and 210, right? But then also this one, the y-intercept, okay? So if it's on the y, you put the 240 on the y. And if it's landing right on the x-axis, that means the x will be 0. And then you just do menu 413. And don't forget, the first number is your m, the second number is your b. Don't forget also that -1/6, you need to turn it into a decimal. -110. You need to turn it into a decimal so that you know which one matches your given M. For number 12, go ahead and read and select the best answer. For number 13, if the line passes through the 0, it's proportional. If the line doesn't pass through the 0, it's not proportional. Here, the question is asking which one of these shows a proportional relationship. Okay? So that's what you all need to choose from those answer choices. For number 14, you have your X values, your Y values. Make sure that you put them vertically so that you can see them better. And you do not make a simple mistake. And then you do it over menu 413. Okay, for number 15, don't forget X's don't repeat. Oops. The X's do not repeat. That means the first number should not repeat in order to be a function. So look through these answer choices to see which one shows where the X's are not repeating. The first numbers should not be repeating. For number 16, it's super simple. You have 2 inches representing 60 miles. So you can just do 2 with 60. For example, let me show you. This is the way you would do it. For example, here, 2 inches with 60 miles. So notice that I would hit a point here. It's not even touching the line. So it's not letter D. So you choose the best answer, and that's about it.